Long, long ago, legends foretold of an ancient disc, a disc known to bring joy to all who came in contact with it, a disc known only for its majesty and fantasy it could create. That disc is none other than Spyro the Dragon. Upon learning about this greatness, I, a humble young man and brave explorer, decided to venture out in search of such treasure. I would begin to venture throughout many different locations, searching through the harsh jungles, the cold and freezing Arctic, the hot and arid desert, and even in outer space. And after all that expedition, all that searching, all that hard work, I found it was no further than my own backyard.
At long last, finally found it, Spyro the Dragon. Now I can do a legendary review on it. Well, I guess they can't all be good games.
Stuart Little 2. A game that has survived many things for me. To me, honestly, it's your standard movie license game. So, is there anything really good that I can say about this game? Let's take a look. So movie license games more often than not are a hit or a miss, and even more often than not, they're a miss. There are really only a handful of good movie license games, like Spider-Man 2 for example, and even amazing movies turn out to be bad games. So imagine when a game is based on a bad movie. It's gonna be even more awful. So if you don't know what Stuart Little is, which you probably shouldn't, it's a movie about a family who has a son, who is Jonathan Lipnicki. Man, I wonder what that kid's doing now. Oh well, looks like he's doing fine for himself. And apparently the kid wants a little brother, and the parents, like the geniuses they are, adopt a mouse as a little brother for the kid. And honestly, if I were him, I'd be mad too. Like, Mom and Dad, you got me a pet for a brother. Seriously. This is a rat. People kill these things. But anyway, after some trials and tribulations, Stuart gets accepted into the family, and even the cat likes him. Also, quick little side note, I kind of love the cat because his voice reminds me of a certain hacking friend of ours.
Why would I turn it off? It's my favorite show.
You think I'm gonna keep going after that?
Anyway, what I remember from this movie, it was less than stellar. Mediocre at best. But hey, guess what? That didn't stop it from getting a sequel, and with that sequel, we got this game. Great. Just great. So Stuart Little 2 starts off like any good game does, with the tutorial level, which you can't skip. Already at a great start. So anyway, you start off at the tutorial level where you learn the moves of the game, how to move around, how to jump, how to attack, all of that good stuff. I guess what makes Stuart Little kinda unique is that he has two attacks, a spinning tail whip and a projectile weapon. He also has a double jump. Oh man, I'm gonna have to hear that throughout the whole game. So afterwards, you endure the tutorial, having to listen to bad dialogue and all. Then you get tossed into the real game. And this is where everything really starts. So the goal of this game is to collect all the stolen jewelry, which was stolen by Falcon, who, if you don't know, is the villain of this game. And looking for this jewelry, you'll go through multiple different levels and complete different missions in each level. And although there are different types of missions in each level, the mission formats are repeated throughout each level. For example, there's the mission for exploring the level, the mission for collecting all the face blocks that open a new area, collecting enough fish snack missions to get a ring from Snowball, or John Hackington as I call him. Also on that note, you don't even have to collect all of the fish snacks to get the ring. So I was curious, what if you do collect all of the snacks? Maybe you get like some kind of concept art or maybe a secret video, but can you guess what you get for all that collecting in the level? Nothing. You get nothing.
And finally, there are all the miscellaneous vehicle missions, and once again, there's something to complain about. Now, the vehicle missions are run-of-the-mill, and some are worse than others, but something that's pretty consistent about all of them are the fact that the controls are awful. Like, I don't know what I really expected. I mean, look at the game I'm playing here. But the controls are never in a middle place in these missions. They're either too stiff or too slippery. I mean, I guess I can't really complain too much because the missions were still easy to beat, even with the awful controls, but still, the point is I shouldn't have to endure this type of torture. And another thing, although I didn't lose very often on these missions, but when I did, this bird had the nerve to talk to me like this.
What happened, Stuart? Did you trip?
Look, I don't need your condescending words after I've just lost this mission. It's bad enough I'm playing this game in the first place. Speaking of the missions, let's talk about the level design. Now, to be honest, these levels aren't as cookie cutter as you'd expect them to be, since, you know, I'm not sure a lot of thought went into this game. The levels, they aren't bad, but they're not good either. They're very forgettable, and honestly, they don't keep my attention for very long. Once I'm there, all I can think of is, great. Now, what's the next level look like? I mean, a standout level might be the sewer level because green slime, but aside from that, there isn't much to it. I mean, I get it, you know, he's a mouse, and to a mouse, the world really is an adventurous place. Like, your bedroom is an adventurous place. Once again, for a mouse. Also, I feel if that joke is taken out of context, it could be bad. Like, your bedroom is an adventurous place. Anyway, the point is, with most of these levels, I'm just not impressed. They aren't as great or as memorable as other games that have come out during this time, even for PS1 standards, so they kind of fall flat in comparison. One of the saving graces for this game is the music. It actually ain't too bad. However, there's only one problem. And technically, this isn't the game's fault, it's more so the fact that my copy is so old and scratched. But at this point, I don't care. I'm gonna rag on the game some more. So while playing this game, the music would often cut out. The one thing that made this game at least slightly enjoyable was ripped from me, simply because of the fact that my disc is so old. So I can't really give too much in-depth thought on the music, but for me, it at least made the game playable. But naturally, of course, I couldn't even enjoy this in the game. That had to be taken from me as well. Now naturally, because this is a movie tie-in game, what's gonna be in this game? Why, clips from the movie, of course. The game wouldn't be complete without that. Now, to be 100% honest with you, I'll give these clips a pass, simply because this was the PS1. And to be honest, I don't recall anything looking 100% great on that platform, even though the games were great. But aside from all that, it does kind of feel torturous to have to watch these things. I mean, I guess technically I didn't have to watch these cutscenes, but if I didn't, I couldn't complain about them to you. So I'll take the bad with the good. But basically, these cutscenes look bad. I mean, I get it. They're there to set up the idea of the next level, but really, I could have done without them. They're just ugly. I don't like looking at them. Get them out of my sight. So after you collect enough rings, you get to do the final boss battle against Falcon. In this battle, you collect these batteries to increase your power. Once you get enough power, you ram into Falcon and it depletes some of his health. Do this a couple more times and you beat Falcon. The game is over. That's it. You're done. You can go home now. Now, I could have gone back and collected the rest of the rings, but I didn't want to subject myself to that torture, so I just stopped there. I honestly don't think there's any completion bonus that's worthy of that kind of time and effort. It's just not worth my time. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done.
That's just it. I'm done. I'm done. I give up. I'm over here reviewing games like Stuart Little 2 for goodness sake. Maybe I just need to rethink my whole life. Maybe even quit YouTube altogether.
Dear Mother and Father, upon playing Stuart Little 2, I realized that the life I'm living is not working for me. I've decided to live amongst the Aboriginal tribes of Australia. Only there do I think I can cleanse my soul of the atrocity that I have witnessed here today. Also, I did not really write all this on paper, because that'd be too much work just for a joke in this video. Okay, so with all that I've said, let's be a bit realistic here. This game, from a technical aspect, it works. Like, there aren't very many glitches, which is fine. And besides these awful controls, everything else works fine. To be honest, it's an alright game as far as technicalities go. But that doesn't make it fun either. Now, what I was thinking while I was playing this game was, what could make this game better? And then it all hit me like a freight train in the night. I figured out absolutely nothing could make this game better. For Stuart Little 2 to be a good game, it would not have to be Stuart Little 2. You'd have to give him a gun and grenades and 360 no scopes. Basically, as far as being a game about Stuart Little 2, this game is perfect. But then again, what does that really mean? That's like saying Mussolini wasn't as bad of a dictator as Hitler or Stalin. He's still an awful person. Okay, that's a bit of an extreme comparison, but still, this may be a good game for a Stuart Little game, but honestly, that doesn't mean it stands up very well.
This game by no means is good. I would definitely not recommend you play it. I wouldn't even recommend you rent it. There's no reason you should play this game unless you are a die-hard Stuart Little 2 fan. And you know what's kind of funny about this game? Throughout the years, I've moved from different houses and lost many of games throughout my life. But for some reason, this game has stayed with me until the age of 21. I wonder if there's something I don't know about this game.
I require the blood of a firstborn child.
Okay. Well, I'm Doji, now you know. I'm probably gonna go burn this game. Thanks so very much for watching. Bye.